Close your eyes. Think of the last time you believed that Santa Claus was real. The last time you thought your parents were superheroes who could never be wrong. The last time someone else's thought felt like your own. Now open your eyes. That child is gone. But when did it happen? When did you stop being a child? Was it a single moment? Or did you not even notice? This is exactly the question a Norwegian poet named Markus Natten asked himself, and turned it into one of the most powerful poems, that is to say, childhood, in your CBSE syllabus. Let's decode it line by line, word by word. But don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, dilliTeacher. Before we read the poem, understand this. The poem is subjective and is deeply personal. The poet isn't telling someone else's story. He's looking inward. He's having a conversation with himself. The central question that haunts the entire poem is, when did my childhood go? Think about that. He doesn't say, when did I grow up? He says, when did it go? As if childhood was a living thing, a friend, a companion that one day quietly left without saying goodbye. The poem explores three major realizations that mark the end of childhood. First, the realization that things we were told as children, like hell and heaven being real places, may not be literally true. This is rationalism, when you start questioning beliefs using logic. Second, the realization that adults are hypocrites. They preach love but don't practice it. This is disillusionment, when your heroes fall off their pedestals. Third, the realization that you have your own mind, your own thoughts, your own identity separate from what others feed you. This is individuality, when you become you. And finally, the poem ends with a bittersweet answer to where childhood goes. Stanza 1. The death of blind belief. When did my childhood go? Was that the day? The poem opens like a punch to the gut. When did my childhood go? Not where, not why, but when. The poet wants to pinpoint the exact moment. He wonders, was it the day I turned 12? The day I ceased to be 11? Notice the word ceased. It doesn't mean stopped. It means something ended, something died. That's a strong word. He's not celebrating a birthday here, he's mourning a death. The death of his childhood. Then comes the first big realization. As a child, he was told that heaven exists above and hell exists below. These are real places. If you're good, you go to heaven. If you're bad, you burn in hell. Every child believes this without question. But one day, he opened his geography textbook. He looked at maps. He studied the globe. And he realized, wait, heaven and hell are not on any map. They have no geographical location. They cannot be found in geography, and if they can't be found on a map, maybe they don't physically exist, and therefore could not be. This is the moment a child's blind faith cracks. When logic enters, innocence exits. When you start questioning what elders told you, that's rationalism. And rationalism is the first nail in childhood's coffin. Was that the day? Notice the exclamation mark, not a question mark. He's not really asking. He's exclaiming with a mix of wonder and sadness. It's a rhetorical question. Key literary devices in stanza 1. The rhetorical question, when did my childhood go, sets the reflective tone. Alliteration appears in hell and heaven. The H sound repeated. There is an antithesis between hell and heaven, two opposite concepts placed side by side for emphasis. The rhyme scheme is ABBCCD 11, heaven, and geography, B, create a musical quality. This stanza introduces the poem's refrain. Was that the day? Which will echo through the poem like a drum beat. Stanza 2. The fall of heroes. When did my childhood go? Was that the day? The same haunting question repeats. When did my childhood go? Like a song's chorus that gets heavier every time. Now the poet offers the seek impossible moment his childhood ended, the day he saw through the mask of adults. As children, we put adults on pedestals. Parents are gods. Teachers know everything. Elders are always right. They tell us, love everyone, be kind, be honest, share with others. But then one day, the child observes. He watches carefully, and he sees a horrifying truth. Adults were not all they seemed to be. The line breaks after not and continues with all they seem to be. This enjambment mimics the slow, painful realization. It doesn't hit you all at once. It creeps in. They talked of love and preached of love, but did not act so lovingly. This is the most devastating line in the entire poem. Read it again. They talked of love. They preached of love. Two verbs. Talking and preaching both are just words. But did they act on it? No. but did not act so lovingly. The word but is like a knife cutting through the illusion. This is hypocrisy, the gap between words and actions. And for a child, discovering that the people they trusted most are hypocrites is like discovering the earth beneath them is hollow. Think about your own life. When was the first time you caught an adult lying? When was the first time someone said I love you but their actions screamed the opposite? That moment, that's what Natten is talking about. Key literary devices in stanza 2. Enjambment, adults were not. All they seem to be the sentence flows across lines just as realization flows gradually. Repetition of love, 3 times emphasizes the irony the word is everywhere, the feeling is nowhere. Irony, those who preach love don't practice it. The refrain, was that the day, returns, each time carrying more weight. Stanza 3. The birth of I. When did my childhood go? Was that the day? Third stanza. Same question. But now the possible answer is the most profound one. Was it when I found my mind was really mine? Let this line sink in. As children, we don't really have our own thoughts. We think what our parents tell us to think. We believe what our teachers tell us to believe. We like what our friends like. We are, in a sense, collections of other people's thoughts walking around in a small body. But one day, maybe at 12, maybe at 14, maybe at 16, something clicks. You realize, wait, I can think for myself. My mind is mine. I don't have to agree with everyone. I can choose what to believe, to use whichever way I choose. The word choose is revolutionary. Children don't choose, they follow. Adults choose. The moment you start choosing your thoughts, you've crossed the line from childhood to adulthood, producing thoughts that were not those of other people, but my own and mine alone. Notice the word producing. It's an industrial, mechanical word, like a factory producing goods. The mind has become a machine, a thought-producing machine. There's a metaphor here, and there's also a hint of egotism. My own and mine alone. The child who once freely shared everything, toys, thoughts, emotions, now clutches his thoughts possessively. Mine, alone. This is individuality, beautiful and isolating at the same time. You become your own person. But in doing so, you separate yourself from the collective innocence of childhood. You become an island. Key literary devices in stanza 3. Metaphor, the mind is a producing machine. Alliteration, my mind. Whichever way. Enjambment again, those of other people, but my own. The thought spills over, uncontainable. Repetition of possessive pronouns. My, mine, mine alone, hammering home the theme of individuality turning into self-centeredness. Stanza 4. The bittersweet answer. Where did my childhood go? That's all I know. And now the question changes. For 3 stanzas, he asked, when did my childhood go? Now he asks, where did my childhood go? He's accepted that it's gone. He's done trying to pinpoint the moment. Now he wants to know, where did it disappear to? It went to some forgotten place. Childhood doesn't die. It doesn't get destroyed. It goes to a place that adults have forgotten. It exists, but we can no longer access it. Like a book that's been shelved in a library so vast that you can never find it again. That's hidden in an infant's face. And here is the most beautiful line of the poem. The childhood that left him now lives in the face of a baby. Every innocent smile, every trusting gaze, every gurgle of pure joy, that's where childhood hides. It's not gone from the world, it's just gone from him. It passed on like a relay baton from the poet to the next generation of children. That's all I know. 4 words. Simple, final, resigned. He doesn't have all the answers. He can't get his childhood back. But he finds solace comfort in knowing that innocence still exists somewhere. Key literary devices in stanza 4. Personification, childhood, went to a place as if it has legs and can travel. Rhyme scheme, ABBA, go, know, and place, face. The poem ends with a structured, resolved pattern, unlike the turbulence of the middle stanzas, suggesting acceptance. Epigram, that's hidden in an infant's face, is a concise, witty, memorable truth statement. So, students, here's the thing about this poem. Markus Natten didn't write it for a textbook. He wrote it because he felt it, that ache in your chest when you realize you can never go back. You can never unknow what you know. You can never unsee the hypocrisy. You can never give back your individuality and return to that blissful state of not knowing. But here's what Natten also tells us: your childhood isn't dead. It's alive, it's breathing, it's laughing, it's right there in the face of every baby you see. And maybe, just maybe, if you look closely enough at an infant's smile, you can visit your childhood one more time. That's all I know.